صلى الله على محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم صلى الله على محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم صلى الله عليه وسلم.
بسم الله والحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وآله وصحبه ومن اهتدى بهداه. How did the Prophet ﷺ offer his night prayers? What were the forms of worship he used to practice? The fifth hadith and the sixth hadith are on the same topic. Ibn Abbas, may Allah be pleased with him and with his father, said that I once reclined across the cushion in the house of my aunt Maymuna, may Allah be pleased with her, the mother of the believers. And the Prophet ﷺ slept and he reclined lengthwise. So the Prophet ﷺ slept until the middle of the night, and Ibn Abbas was pretending that he was asleep so that he would be able to notice and record what the Prophet did ﷺ. And the Prophet slept until the middle of the night or a little while before or after it. Remember, they did not have watches. Then he woke up. He sallallahu alaihi wasallam wiped the sleep off his face. So this is a normal reaction when someone wakes up. He just wipes the sleep off his face and recited the last 10 verses of Surah Ali Imran, chapter number 3 in the Quran. The Prophet's habit was whenever he woke up in the middle of the night, he used to recite these long 10 verses, beautiful verses. Then he approached the suspended water skin. So there was this water skin where a bag where he would perform wudu from. And he performed ablution and he performed it well. So after which he performed the night prayer. Ibn Abbas, may Allah be pleased with him, says, I got up and stood by his side. Now that the Prophet started praying, I got up and stood by his side, whereupon the Prophet ﷺ placed his right hand on my head, gripped my right ear and twisted it. Why? Because Ibn Abbas stood to the Prophet's left hand side. So the Prophet brought him and made him stand next to his right, where the follower must stand beside the Imam when he is leading in prayer. After this, the Prophet performed ﷺ 2 cycles of ritual prayer, then 2 more cycles, then 2 more units, then 2 more units, then 2 more units, then 2 more units or cycles. Ma'an, one of the reporters of the hadith, he said 6 times to indicate that 6 multiplies by 2, that the Prophet performed 12 rak'ahs, 12 units. Then he reclined until the mu'adhin came to him, the person who calls for the adhan of Fajr, who is Bilal. And then, whereupon he got up and performed 2 concise and short rak'ahs of voluntary prayers. Then he went out and performed the morning fard prayer. Now remember, in this hadith, he did not mention witr because this was known by default. He just mentioned 12 rak'ahs that the Prophet offered as night prayer, and that the Prophet ﷺ reclined and lied on his right hand side waiting for the fard, and then he prayed the 2 sort of short rak'ahs of Sunnat al-Fajr, which Mother Aisha reported in other hadith that they are so quick, the sunnah of Fajr, the 2 rak'ahs before the Fard, that I was doubtful whether he recited the Fatiha or not. The following hadith is the same by Ibn Abbas, may Allah be pleased with him and with his father. He spent the night at his aunt Maymuna, may Allah be pleased with her, and he reclined across the cushion, and the Prophet of Allah alayhi salatu wasalam reclined lengthwise, meaning that they slept on the same mattress, but in a different way. And then the Prophet slept alayhi salam till the middle of the night, or a little while before or after it, and then the Prophet of Allah alayhi salam woke up, wiped the sleep off his face, and recited the final 10 verses of Ali Imran. Then he approached a suspended water skin, performed wudu ablution, and performed it well, after which he performed alayhi salatu wasalam the night prayer. So the Prophet ﷺ offered the night prayer. Ibn Abbas says that I got up and stood by his side, whereupon the Prophet ﷺ placed his right hand on my head, gripped my right ear and twisted it. After this, performed 2 units of ritual prayer, then 2 more units, then 2 more cycles, then 2 more cycles, then 2 more cycles, again 6 times. After which he performed an odd numbered cycle. This is the witr, 1 unit of witr to make the total to be 13. Then he lied on his right hand side alayhi salam until the mu'adhin, the one who calls for prayer, came to him, whereupon he got up and performed 2 abbreviated units, very short 2 rak'ahs of sunnah. Then he went out and performed the morning Fajr prayer. So we understand from these 2 hadiths that the Prophet, according to Ibn Abbas, may Allah be pleased with him, prayed 13 rak'ahs. The following hadith, also by Ibn Abbas, the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam used to perform 13 units of night prayer during the night. So again, he is telling us how many rak'ahs the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam is performing during night prayer, 13. And we will come to talk about other hadiths that state that he used to pray only 11. But this is all the time we have. So until we meet next time, I leave you fi amanillah. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Sallallahu ala Muhammad, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, sallallahu ala Muhammad, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam.